Okay, so I'm going to call this meeting to order of the DIB committee. We're going to review and act on the minutes of August 14th. Anybody, any
Did
questions?
I forget to send those to Taylor? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see them in the
Yeah, no, I
folder.
think I goofed on that. I'm really sorry. I did write them up. I just guess I didn't send them, and then I thought I had sent them, and then August happened.
That's okay, so we can add it to next week's agenda,
Yep.
or next month's agenda.
Yep.
So next item on the agenda is to review and act on a new meeting date for the October meeting because it will fall on a holiday, October 9th. The second Monday is October 9th.
October 9th, what
So
holiday?
instead of that, we'll do the 16th?
The following Monday.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree?
Like this month, right?
In October.
In October, yeah, like this month.
Like this
So-
month,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you are aware, that's special town meeting. I don't know if anybody.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I would not be able to be here. You might want to just check with Taylor to make sure, but I mean, aren't you a town meeting member, Pankaj?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pankaj won't be able to be
Okay.
participating because it
Maybe-
is special town meeting, so you
Mhm.
may just want to take that into account.
We could do it
The 23rd of.
first Monday in October. That might be a little bit
It's
too
like 2 weeks from
short.
now, but
It's
that
But-
will be
too
too
early.
close, yeah.
Yeah, it will be
Yeah.
too
Like
early.
almost in 2
Or like,
weeks.
it does it have to be on a Monday?
Oh, that I don't know.
Well, when you, on a Monday, you know you're going to probably be able to be in this room.
Oh, true.
There's just other
Okay.
boards that use the room in that use the rooms in different nights.
Okay.
You could do the 23rd, perhaps.
Okay, yeah, because I wouldn't be able to be here on the first Monday,
Okay,
month.
yeah.
because I have another,
23rd, yeah.
So let's go for 23rd.
the 23rd, October
Oh, yeah.
23rd.
I'd work.
I don't have to take a vote this time, right? Because we're all
Comes-
here,
Here, in-
or do I,
I mean, it says review and act, so just take a vote just because.
okay, so,
And you don't have to do a roll call because everyone's in the room. So it's just, someone makes a motion, someone seconds it, and everyone just says aye or no.
I'll make a motion that we move our meeting instead of Indigenous Peoples' Day to October 23rd for next month.
I second that motion.
Thank you.
Aye.
So you'll say all in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Any opposed?
You're good.
Still getting the hang of it.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is review and discuss the inclusion event for March 2024. And I had asked Taylor to forward an email to everyone about this. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at it, but basically, the person who's organizing it would like us to maybe help facilitate a table or an activity, and she said that she would help us come up with something if we don't have anything. And I thought it would just be a nice event to participate in, so I said we would totally be interested. And so once I get a little more information, we can, about, what activities we can do, then we can.
Yeah, sure. Then we can
Sounds
sign up the
good.
volunteers who want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Question, would this be the March event that was the, disability inclusion event? Okay.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
March 24, yeah.
Yes. So I don't know exactly the date in March, but all I know is it will be in March.
So do we know the other logistics, like the venue and everything?
I don't yet, no.
Okay.
So I will, once I have some more details,
Okay.
then I can, which I hope I will have by the next meeting.
Okay.
It'll be a little clearer. Okay, so moving on to review and discuss the logo contest for Spirit of Shrewsbury event. And I think I'm gonna let you take that one,
Sure.
Bindu.
So, we sent in all the details, but we were very close to the dates for the Spirit
Yeah.
of Shrewsbury, and we were meeting this Monday. It wouldn't have given people enough time to make the logo. So she sent an email with all the updates, with all the dates where we are going to extend it and then review it on another event. instead of on the Spirit of Shrewsbury. But Spirit of Shrewsbury would be like advertising platform where we can let
Mhm.
the kids and adults, here including everybody, to please participate in that logo contest. So it gives us a good platform to advertise
Mm.
about ourselves, what we are, what we do. So that's where we are right now.
I think, well, like, because I kind of dropped the ball on that one, because I, like, thought I had, thought I had sent it at the end of August and then hadn't, because the end of August was just a lot. So I did want to ask if, like, specifically ask Bindu, like, if, since we're going to need to update the document with, like, the new dates and stuff like that, if someone other than me could take over being in control of the document, because I just have a lot going on right now and I just need, like, not to have all the things.
That's fine. I
Okay.
can coordinate with Taylor and figure out what needs to be done.
Okay. Thank you.
Could we talk just for a minute on the same topic about Spirit of Shrewsbury, because it is
Yeah.
this Saturday?
Yeah.
And I ordered the sticker handouts and the kindness flower handouts so we could have an activity at the booth, plus a just handout. And I'm not sure in terms of staffing the booth, if we want to take time slots or set up. All I know is I was responsible for ordering the handouts, and that has been taken care of. But I'm not too sure what we need to coordinate for Saturday.
Yes, so I think that was one of the questions that I had in terms of, so the event is from 10 to 3,
Mm-hmm.
and so we could take turns, you know,
Mhm.
with time slots, so then we're not all there, you know, for an extended period of time.
Mhm.
Do we decide that now? Do we take a sign in, like a,
So, maybe from what I understand, you're part of the town's booth. So
Right.
you don't need to
Yeah.
worry about setting up specifically, like putting up the tent and all the weights and all that stuff.
Good.
The expo itself starts at 10. So I would recommend, if you want to get there 9:15, 9:30, to be able to set up whatever your handouts are, and you said you had an activity to do, so if it's
Yeah.
a craft or whatever, you'll want to be able to set up your space.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would make sure that you don't have a quorum, right? Because otherwise you need to post it as a meeting if you're all going to be there, if a majority of you are going to be there at once. Otherwise, I would decide right now who's going to be there when, because it's on Saturday and you're not going to talk to each other.
Between now and then.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think we should
Yeah.
decide now, because just so we don't accidentally be all, yeah, let's all go at the same time. Oh, we have a quorum.
yeah, that's fine.
How many is a quorum again?
Half of you. Yeah. So it's a 7-member board, so.
Yeah.
I can make sure that the handout materials get there in the morning and do probably, so it starts at 10 probably till 11, but then I've got to be at another booth.
I can
I
be there.
can-
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I can be there with you to help.
Okay.
I can be
in
there
the
at 11.
morning.
Okay, you can start at 11.
What
Okay.
time does Spirit of Shrewsbury, like, end?
3 o'clock.
3.
3 o'clock.
3? Okay, I
And
can,
do what time are you going to stay until?
I was just seeing if somebody else volunteers so we can.
Okay, so I'm writing this
I will
down.
be between 12 to 2. I can take 2 hours, no problem.
'cause I can be there from, like, 1 to 3. I have martial arts in the morning, but, like, until 1-ish, so I can hop over, like, after that, so, like, 1:30 to 3-ish.
Okay. So right now I have Holly until 11 with Cynthia,
Mm-hmm.
then Bindu coming in at 11, Pancakes are coming in 12 to 2, and Freddie, you're there 1 to 3. So you have covered the day,
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
at least.
very much. Yeah.
Okay.
And then do we have a handout that would at least say DEIB committee, our website name, and then the info on the logo? That
Any
might be
brochure
like our
kind?
singular handout.
Yeah.
I think it would be, no, you're fine. I think it would be practical to do something like a QR code
That's
maybe, you know, and then
Yeah.
they could just,
A QR code to the website.
yeah, and then the QR code with the description of we could make a poster and be like,
Some
logo
sort of
contest
banner or
or something.
something do we have?
Because we're gonna be at the town, so we're gonna be under the town big
Okay.
banner.
Okay.
But we don't have anything to direct people, if we wanna say we're doing a logo contest, we've got nothing to do besides say
Something
that
to
right
share
now.
with.
Is there a handout for your logo contest?
Um,
I'm just checking the email that Taylor had sent.
wrote up a handout thing that we then sent to Taylor. We will need to change the dates on that Google Doc that I have, and it's shared with Bindu, it's shared with Taylor. So we could honestly rush order on changing those dates around and then
I mean, if you can
print
get
that.
that sent to Taylor tomorrow, she,
Yeah.
I'm sure can generate the QR code for you and then print out the copies and bring them, have them for you.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're fully staffed, and we will have the info for the logo contest and the activities and handouts.
This is the email she had sent to everyone? Did you get?
Right, to meet on the 18th to reestablish the deadline, yeah. So it could be from the 20th, right?
Yeah, for a
Sorry,
whole
this one.
month. So September 20th, the contest will open and will go through October 20th. So it gives everybody time to settle into the school and the community is aware of the contest. And we can have the voting at the multicultural night on November 4th. Or
Oh,
voting
that's great.
opportunities at other public buildings if you want more in-person voting rather than digital voting.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can someone make sure that that gets to Taylor?
Yeah.
So Taylor was sent the last update, but
Yeah.
after this, we have not. So I'll just change the dates and resend it back to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will also volunteer to work with Taylor to make sure we have copies of the multicultural event for November, so we can hand those out and sort of cross
Mhm.
support the events. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll take that on.
Okay. Review and discuss, moving on to the next item, review and discuss the website and calendar for the DEIB committee.
So that has been updated. We now have a icon on our DEIB webpage that goes right to a multicultural calendar, so people can access it and be able to look at, for the 2023-2024 school year, where all of the cultural holidays fall. Plus, it's the one that has the direct links in it, so you can click for further information. So people can either use that for their own personal educational purposes, or if somebody wanted to look and say, I'd like to do a school project, what are the holidays coming up? All of that information is directly on our website.
Mhm.
So I think in terms of item on the agenda, right, I think we're all set with this one, yes?
It was
Is
getting it
there-
up there.
It's up there, and it's, all right. So then moving on to the next item on the agenda, review and discuss planning for multicultural festival, which is November 4th. I did secure us a booth. Yay. And I think my question was also, is it more about presenting the DEIB committee or hosting something? Yeah.
Well, Bindu and I have been participating in the planning committee, the steering group for the event. So I think that's important that we've been represented there every meeting. And I think we're up to 27 people at the last email communication we had about people interested in participating. So the event's a go. It should have an okay turnout. We'll work on strengthening it. I think our commitment is really to be present on the 4th as much as possible,
Okay.
and visible at our booth. And once we get to the point of any further communication of the activities, for example, us being able to talk about it at the Spirit of Shrewsbury, so that, multiple, like the senior center will have flyers for it, the Parks and Rec should have flyers for it, if we have flyers for it, and we're starting to create a sense that it's a community event, which it is, and I think that's important. And then we're not responsible for any specific programming, except Vandu and I, as members of the steering committee, have volunteered to take on some specific tasks. So one of the tasks I volunteered was, once we have the layout of all of the different tables, to create some sort of activity where children can have a passport and go around and get a stamp. I
Yep.
mean, that's the activity that I said, once we get our lineup, that's what I'll take on. So other updates, we meet Wednesday for that group again.
We meet our school.
Yeah.
I've been trying to advertise a lot. Some of my friends are into dance groups and they're signing up. I'm like, please sign up, otherwise the
Yeah.
event is cancelled. And like, so they just straight away go sign up, because unless there are deadlines, people don't like to sign up or dedicate themselves to it. My question is, should we, since we have the table, should we do the sign-ups after the next, in the next meeting for that too? So that we are represented on the table?
What a great idea.
Because we'll have that for the next agenda.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So just have a sign-up sheet maybe for the multicultural event.
Sign up
Mhm.
for the cultural events? or-
Yes.
Okay.
For the
For the
on
table.
November
For
4th.
the table.
Yeah.
So we
Because
are
I'm also
represented.
getting questions from different people and different,
They can sign up.
yeah, they can asking for, can I have the booth or table? Some questions are coming, they are not restaurant, but they want to participate and to offer the foods. Can they participate like that without license?
Without license, I don't
No,
think so.
not without, no foods without license.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Just, I said I will clear with that and will let you know then.
Yeah.
I think what he means, what I understand is, are you saying that culturally people want to show off their food? Like,
No,
I
they want
found-
to sell the food.
Sell, okay.
Mm.
No.
No, without license, I said I doubt, will
Yeah.
allow,
No.
but I will double check,
Yeah.
then it's fine, yeah.
What kind of groups are accepted and what kind of things can be, like if anyone asks us, can they join and take part?
Absolutely. So there's an email that came out, it's on the town website, and it was cultural events, so dancing, music. So if you want to do a performance, if you'd rather have a booth, that would be fine. Any of the food was only from licensed restaurants that
Mhm.
represented different cultures. And so there's going to be both a sort of passive event where you just walk past the booths, and then the active is watching any of the performances.
Nice.
So, and very broad in terms of invitation to participate.
I would say very inclusive.
Very inclusive.
inclusive.
Very
Yeah.
inclusive.
Where's it taking place?
Oak,
Oak.
Oak
Oak.
Middle School.
Oh,
Oak Middle
nice.
School.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And then is the Multicultural Festival also where we will be voting on the logo, right? And so
Yeah.
should we
Mhm.
have some idea of like how, are we gonna narrow it down and then have people
So,
vote on it, or how?
What will happen is this thing will grow eventually after we advertise it,
Mm-hmm.
and we can touch base with Taylor and see, and then
Okay.
put it in the next agenda, that how do we want to vote,
Mm-hmm.
and we can
Mm.
decide then.
Sure, sounds good.
Mhm.
You want to put it down next time?
Yeah. Yeah,
Next
I
meeting. Yeah.
that already.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and the next item on the agenda is review and discuss planning for Juneteenth 2024.
just 1 minute, can I go
Mhm.
back? Can you include me also in the planning committee, something for the multicultural, so
Mhm.
I also want to participate into that,
Okay.
if it is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll let Holly know and give her your email.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so for the Juneteenth event, right, that we might be planning for 2024, do we have any ideas about where we want to go with it this time around?
Well, if I remember, we said we just needed to put a subcommittee together that would actually
Yeah.
take that on
Mhm.
with enough time to be able to do
Right.
it. So that's why we
Mhm.
said in September, when we had a full attendance,
Mm.
because the meeting that we talked about this, I think we were just barely at quorum.
Yeah.
So I think that's, we said, we just need subcommittee to
Yes.
take it on.
And I think, Adiola, you and I had originally
Yeah.
decided to work on that together, so we can
Yes.
continue
Yeah,
and get
Okay.
some.
I think
Get some
that'd be
ideas
great. Yeah,
together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I was
Alright.
also
Yeah.
originally on that subcommittee.
Yes.
I just, because I don't know if we haven't discussed much about planning like a Pride event in June or not. And I was gonna bring that up, like, if we could put that on the agenda for next time, maybe.
Okay.
But like, if we did a Pride event in June, I would want to be part of that committee, so I don't think I could do both.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's where I'm at with that.
Okay. That's okay. So we can add planning for that to the next agenda.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it's in June, I don't know. Could we join the two? I don't know.
I guess. I mean, I don't see why.
What do you think, Beth?
Well, I don't see any reason why you couldn't, but they're two very separate
Things, yeah.
missions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I think I would, I don't know.
I think for us
Drinking
to
just the middle
start,
one.
It'll be
I would feel more comfortable
like
doing two
separating?
different
Yeah.
events.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe then we have two separate subcommittees.
Subcommittees for
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And the last item is review and discuss possibility of getting a booth at ISW events, which,
Yeah, I was in touch of the last year, this 15th August, but looks like it was too late that time. But this time when we are going to any ISW events, we'll make notice that we approach them in the sufficient time and do that. And even this last month, Holly,
Mm-hmm.
you came, right?
I came.
It was the Janmashtami event, around 600 plus people came.
It was
to
very
the-
nice, yeah.
It was nice. And but we couldn't do anything because we were not prepared, but
Yeah.
we will do the next time better for that.
It was nice for you to invite the committee. It was a good opportunity to be present.
Mhm.
so do we have an idea of when the next event is? Just
They
to
do
see?
generally in the month of August, first week of the August, they
Okay.
do the Independence Day celebration. So that's the big event from the ISWDCU Center. So that is the big platform where we can tell people about
Got it.
committee.
Okay.
So this time we missed the boat.
Mhm.
Next time we'll take care of that.
Okay. So in terms of keeping this as an item on the agenda, do we table it for now and then come back to it when we're closer to August?
Yep.
Or in the springtime,
Yep,
sort of?
yep,
Sounds good?
yep.
Okay.
So in my opinion, ISW is they celebrate multicultural events.
Mm-hmm.
They also celebrate Christmas and all the religions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not restricted to just one event.
Got
That
it,
event
got
was
it.
a really big one.
That's
Okay.
a big one, yeah.
But there are other big events too. So we can take this off, but somebody should be designated to check their calendar on their website and be on top of it, because we don't want to miss the boat again.
Right.
They have the small events in their own hall. They are not that as big as the ISW Independence Day celebration. So like Diwali, they used to have the big event. Whether they are having right now in the Marlborough School or not, I don't know. I will
Okay.
confirm that. If they are going to have the Diwali events, that is also one of the big event. Definitely, I will approach for the DEIB booth.
Okay.
Okay.
And any big event coming other than ISW, we should go there too.
Yes.
Mhm,
Right? It's not
mhm.
limited to the ISW. There are the others organization, other platforms too. We can go there too and participate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds
We'll keep an eye.
Yeah.
And
okay.
isn't the Diwali event this fall?
Diwali event
Diwali
is
is on 12th of
yeah,
November.
12th of
Yeah,
November.
that's what I thought.
So all the events would not fall on that day because they want to celebrate at home. So usually outside of those dates,
Yeah.
people will celebrate outside as a community.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of small events that happen leading up to Diwali.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So,
We are
so
also-
today is the first day actually
Yeah.
when it starts.
Yes. And I thought we were like right in the middle of.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a long celebration. Is about long, not
Do
just
we
one
have
day.
anything for
Nice.
Diwali? Anything that we want to do as a committee, or I don't know.
As a
committee.
Diwali?
Diwali
Yeah. I can
I
celebration.
can call you guys over.
I've actually always wanted to take part.
It's not a meeting, as long as it's not a meeting.
Exactly.
We'll have to
can-
stagger arrival times.
I'll be only cooking all day, that's all.
All cooking.
No,
I'll come
actually-
eat all the food.
Actually, multicultural festival is falling on the November 4th and Diwali is on November 12th. So if we want to do, we can represent Diwali's function. How do we celebrate in that event too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That is very
that's a
close
good
to
idea.
that side.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea.
So as a table, you mean?
As a table, how do we celebrate the Diwali
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
India and then
We'll
one-
need 2 tables, I guess.
Hand out something. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or like little.
But I was wondering if
gifts.
ISW
Yeah,
is
they
doing
can
that
pass
because they
out.
were
Right.
taking up
Yeah.
all the different states and we had representatives. So we have to double check. I don't want to do double dipping on the same things.
So-
ISW is also a participant in the multicultural event. We have a
Mhm.
representative or 2 from there.
Mhm.
So they were going to talk to their language school and all the
In
kids
the
would
school.
participate.
Okay, okay.
No,
So everybody would take, in India has how many states now?
52. Oh, not 52. 52 is here. 39 something. Yeah.
So people will take one booth for
Mm.
each of that. Sometimes if we have enough people.
Yeah.
But the foods are different, the clothing is different, everything, the dialect is different. So
Mhm.
it's interesting. I don't know all the languages. I know maybe 4 or 5 that I can understand. But it's interesting because if people want to represent. So, but we can do that. We can find out more in the next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
then
can keep one Diwali. I will take care of the Diwali festivals from one table for the Diwalis.
so we'll have to sign up one more table.
Yeah. yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Um, Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Cynthia, before we adjourn, did we need to like vote on what we talked about Dr. Noor Ali coming for the next meeting?
Oh, so it's not an item on the agenda for us to vote, but I don't know that we need to vote for, like, if we wanted to invite somebody to come to a meeting to talk to us about something, would we need to take a vote for that, or can we just invite them?
You would not need to take a vote.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to share with the group?
Yeah,
a
is that
little
okay?
bit- Yeah, yeah.
Before I say that, I want to say, should we have, because I'm always nervous to speak about something that's not on the agenda because I don't know like how formal it is, but
No,
should we
you're
have,
okay.
like,
I
an
mean,
open
usually-
item?
We always have new business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have
Yeah.
brought it up under new business, but again, like before a meeting is adjourned, if
Oh.
a member has something they want to bring up, it's
Mhm.
completely okay to bring it up now.
Okay, all right.
We just can't vote on it, but you can
Okay.
bring something up.
Okay, cool. So I was speaking with Cynthia and Beth on, well, emails. So there was a woman that was part of the task force. Her name is Dr. Noor Ali. And she's actually the principal of the Al-Hamra Academy. It's a private school here in
Yeah, I know her.
Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing advocate for students of Muslim descent. She's written books. She's actually also the treasurer of the library, of the Shrewsbury Library. She's part of the treasury group. So she has been going around and doing talks on the Muslim student experience in higher education and in schools. So I thought it would be good to invite her to kind of do a talk, kind of what she was, doing before presenting her work to us, in hopes that it can just inform us about the Muslim student experience and possibly inform maybe not necessarily the school committee, but school leadership on, hey, here's some of these, Muslim students' experiences in Shrewsbury High School, just so you're aware, this is what's going on. And if that sparks any interest with the superintendent or with the curriculum leader, I forget her name, because those are 2 people that we worked with on the task force. They were very, very receptive to our kind of recommendations, and they had like an open channel. They were always just willing to talk to us, have meetings with us, and address anything. And I've already seen the task force work being kind of implemented in the schools. So I thought it would just be a good opportunity to kind of stay informed of, you know, what's out there, what Dr. Ali has, because she's, you know, practiced and well knowledge in this kind of topic, and maybe we can find a way to either present it to the superintendent somehow to see if maybe they can even have some kind of professional development incorporated in their not in their curriculum, but professional development training, or any way he wants to do it, just something to bring up to him. So I thought it'd be good for her to come and just share what she had, and then we can go from there and see how we'd want to implement that into the schools, because one of the kind of recommendations from the education DEI subcommittee, which I was a part of, was just being more aware of what other students in different demographics were going through, and how to not only make students feel more belong, but make their families also feel more belong, and engage families in things like PTO and in other activities. And I think this would be a good way to kind of stay informed and see how we could engage other students, other families in Shrewsbury community. So I don't know if that was something we'd wanted to
I
do.
think that's a good idea. We can invite them. Yeah, I don't think so.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, Beth?
So I mean, I would love to hear your thoughts, Kubra, before I share what I think. Just, you know, you're the student representative here.
Actually, I agree with her. So as Muslim students in high school, especially in 11/9 or 11 September, it's really hard for us to walk around in high school, that they look at us Muslim, and because of them, that event happens. And 11 September, it's not our fault that we are Muslim. We proud of it. But like there is like a lot of things going on in the world that happened by maybe United States or whatever. So a lot of people killed. So they are human too. So if we are here and say a lot of like, oh, inclusion, whatever, but we want to feel like that we are belong to this high school, to committee or whatever. So I think that's good idea. That should like most of people should aware of it. Yeah.
Actually, she brought that up. That was actually very important. She brought up 9/11 as being one of the biggest triggers, and like every 9/11 for students, especially Muslim students in schools. She actually said like that was one of the days that is a big trigger for students, because of they have to rehash not just, oh, all these people died, right? This horrific event, but people are looking at me like I'm part of the reason why. And it was a very eye-opening topic. And then she also brought up, for example, she brought up how when there's a student coming up in public schools and public school curriculum, you know, they typically, in curriculums, there's typically she asks Muslim students, what are the 2 books, or what are any books or any way that you feel represented, like that you hear about your culture or your religion in schools. So she brings up, there's always these 2 books. One, I remember that book because I read it when I was in high school. It was called The Kite Runner. And then there was this other book but it was a nonfiction book on, what's her name?
Malala.
Yes, yeah, her. And she's like, you know, there are very problematic reasons why those books are the only 2, for the most part, being presented. One, The Kite Runner, it's like, this is a Muslim student way over there, not an American Muslim student, or this is a Muslim student in another country. There's a whole nother culture, and then they talk about the westernized or the white savior in the book. So there's that, and then there's also with the young girl, Yeah.
Mother.
So she brought up the fact that, well, the same thing, like she was kind of like, again, not a part of our country. This thing happened, you know, over there. So it's a beautiful story. I mean, not a beautiful story, but a beautiful thing that came out of a very tragic situation. But unfortunately, there's not enough representation of real life American or people who are like, you know, my neighbor, and I'm Muslim and I'm living this lifestyle, and, you know, I'm here too. I'm a student just like you, but I just happen to be a different religion or a different culture. So I think she was extremely informative, and I think it'll be great to have her, like, maybe even meet with the superintendent and just have a talk. Nothing, not to re-recommend anything, not to put anything on the school committee and say, hey, put this in, but just a conversation, just so there's an awareness of, hey, this is what's going on. Let's just have this discussion. Maybe something good can come of it. Maybe there can be a plan, there can be a professional development to make sure that we're aware of how just teachers are aware. They might not even know that this is going on, but just so they're aware of 9/11, maybe we should be more, you know, sensitive. Maybe we should have counselors available for just so people are aware of the nature of what happens with students of this demographic in public schools, especially here in Shrewsbury.
Because one thing that one of my friends, who's like from New York, was in 5th grade, saw it from her high school, so we talk about it every year in our group chat. And then I have other friends that are like, well, I wasn't even alive when this happened, and then they bring it up, and like no one anywhere like sort of explains it. So like, and I was like 5 years old. I don't remember anything other than growing up and seeing like, this is a thing that happened. Always remember, never forget. Showing it on TV year after year after year, and I even have more context than people that were not born yet. And it's like kind of like, and that's also where some of like these like horrible memes about it come about, and people are like, because there's horrible like memes out there about all of the bad things that happened in all over the place, because young people like are forced to relive it or live it the first time without having it contextualized, like, yeah, this horrible thing happened, but like this is how we moved on from it, because it's like this is how we can, I don't know, like I feel like I don't even have the words to describe what I'm trying to say, because a lot of like Gen Z is very, why do we have to learn about this every year on this date? Why do we have to learn about this every year on this date? And it's like, I kind of agree, like, yes, we need to learn about the past, but not in a, like, not letting go, but like it shouldn't, but like it just feels so like not long ago, but also like that there has to have been something that's resolved within the amount of time since 9/11 happened. And obviously that's not like only on us to solve, but like that's kind of where the Gen Z people that were too young to remember it happen are at with it.
That's so interesting that there's that disconnect. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I remember being, I mean, I was young. I was in 8th grade, but
Yeah.
I remember like the teachers putting on the TV and putting it
Yeah.
on and crying, and like I didn't even understand. Even
Yeah.
then, I was in 8th grade, right? But I didn't understand what was going on, and not until I like went home and I was like, oh, like that
Yeah.
happened. So it was just kind of interesting that it's like now
Yeah.
the students are like, oh, why are we having to learn about this? And we're like, yeah, remember it was a
Like,
significant event, you know, but I don't
Yeah.
know, it's just
like my mom tells this horrible story about like how me and my 6-year-old, 5-year-old friends were like, since we had seen it on TV, we were like processing it as 6-year-olds. So we were building block towers and throwing paper airplanes at them because we didn't we were children that didn't know how to process what we were seeing on the news. And my mom was like, I didn't know what to do, so I talked to like, apparently some person on the news was like, your kids are going to do these, like, that is a thing that is normal for a 6-year-old that is seeing this on television over and over again to do. They're not being insensitive or rude, they're trying to process it like in the way that 6-year-olds process things, which is by play acting them. And like, every time my mom tells it, I just think like, Mom, why do you keep bringing that up? Like, yes, I know I don't remember doing this, but I must have, and it, from what I know about like the way children work, that's how children process the world around them. But like, it was just like, it doesn't, I don't know, like, people definitely need to be more aware of the way that it affects like younger generations, especially people that weren't alive when it happened.
Right. And then also like the way it's taught. I mean, bottom
Yeah.
line, it's like, oh, you know, these terrorists came and did this thing. Yes, they were terrorists that came and did this horrible thing, but it tends to get associated with the whole Muslim
yeah.
religion, which is they need to do a better job
but
of making
absolutely.
sure they're separating
That.
the two. And to, tying it back to the whole point, to Dr. Ali's practice, again, it's a re-triggering for a lot of Muslim students that have to watch that, especially the ones who probably weren't born yet
Yeah.
or young like you, and they're there when their teacher's like, oh, this was like, people of Muslim religion who did this, and they're like, probably having to be, it's kind of like when you're the only one of a certain person and you're there, and imagine imagine how you feel as a young person seeing this. You weren't there, you had nothing to do with the situation, but other people might be looking at you like you were part of it. So I think it's worth mentioning, and I think it's worth bringing her in just to discuss the significance of the severity around this, and with a sense of urgency too, because I think this is happening, and we're concerned about mental health, we're concerned about all of these things, and this can definitely affect students' mental health. So I really think that'll be great to have her come to our next meeting. I think she said she could do the 18th. Now I have to tell her it's on the 23rd. So hopefully she can come on the 23rd. If not, we can just have her at the November meeting. I don't think there's a rush, but I think it'll be good to have her and just kind of start the conversation.
Have you given any thought, so it is part of your charge to host forums for the community and the public. I look at this room and it's empty, right? And I know that Dr. Ali is an amazing and powerful speaker.
She is.
And so I'm not sure how many people tune into these meetings, like while they're happening or after the fact, but it might be something to consider, hosting something as the DEIB committee
Yeah.
and opening it up so that more people can experience what her message is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good
a
idea.
great
How do we do
idea.
that? Good
Yeah.
idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So you pick a date. It wouldn't be your meeting night. You'd coordinate with Taylor and finding a space, and then coordinate with Dr. Ali as to when she could present. Come up with like how long, the time, like what do you want? How long does she think she needs, and advertise it. And there you go. I mean, I'm sure Priya Ratham at the library would be more than happy to, offer the space for the committee to host this conversation. But again, I think the more opportunities there are for the community to really start to see what this committee is doing and some outreach. And again, it is part of your charge, so it might be a nice fit.
I think that would be a really good use of both the speaker's time and our time by making it broader.
Right.
Yeah. So so instead of just having her come to this meeting, have like a forum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can talk to her about that. So would it be here, or were you thinking at the library?
I
Or-
think just personally, there's something about this room that doesn't really make people want to come here. It's too formal, right? And I think
Yeah.
that you're probably talking about more of a discussion and a presentation. I think the library is great. You could use the senior center. I don't know if there's a space
Oh,
at
we
the
would-
Congregational Church that might be
Yep.
a good
Can we get it
space.
recorded too?
Say that?
Can we get it recorded so that it can
If you
become-
coordinate with Shrewsbury Media Connection, I'm sure that we could get it, recorded and rebroadcast, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Taylor can help with all of those things.
Okay, awesome. Maybe first we have to work with the dates on both ends.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can work with those days. Okay, we can do that.
That brings me to one more idea that I had seen. There's a school in Cincinnati. I saw that the public school had brought a bus full of kids to the temple to show them who people pray to or what the temple looks like. And that would be another thing that we can think about, even for our own committee, to visit different places of worship and see how it is or what people do. So just to bring more awareness into it. And maybe like a forum we can have field trips if possible, if
Yeah.
temples are open or places of worship are ready to host on the church or the temple or the mosque or.
We could invite the woman who is directing the STOP program, the Students Against Prejudice, who's already set up the whole
Oh, nice.
program that goes to about 8 different faith communities. And that would be a good speaker, not to conflict,
No, I
but she
think
could tell
that's
us about
perfect.
that.
Can we invite her on the same day? Like,
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
be terrific.
We should
You
do
said
that.
eight faiths?
I can look it up.
That's fine. I just wanted to make a note so I remember.
But it's designed for middle school students to participate, and it's facilitated by high school students.
Oh, that's
And the
lovely.
coordinator herself is a college student, so it hits all these different age groups.
groups,
And I
yeah.
know that they're coming to our church as one of the locations, and they're going to ISW for one of the locations. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yep.
Actually reminds me, I think I mentioned this to Beth a while ago, like, I was thinking of utilizing you know how we have the town, like, TV show? I forget, it's not a TV show, but
The
I forget
interview
what it's
thing?
called. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can have like some kind of Shrewsbury neighbor,
introduction.
introduction, like, series, like,
Mhm.
who's your neighbor? And we can take turns hosting it and kind of meet people of different faiths, different
Mhm.
religions, meet the police chief, meet the fire chief, like
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
people,
Do you host one?
pastors.
Oh yeah.
She hosts one.
You do?
Yeah,
I watched it. It was
Yeah.
so good, the last
Okay,
one you did.
You have to be,
Yes.
we have to do this. So you have to do the first one. Can we do this? Okay.
Teach us how to do this.
Yes. That'll be awesome.
I
How do
saw
we
her,
start?
she's an all-star right here.
Oh my gosh, that's what channel? So it's on the Shrewsbury Cable Network?
Yeah, it's called Tea Time. So
Tea Time.
yeah, mostly it's like I invite refugee or immigrant people. They come and just tell their story, how they came here and why they came. It's about their journey.
I love that. You see? So we can't take yours. Yours is probably copyrighted.
Yeah.
So we have to make it our own version so we don't get in trouble, but that's awesome. And you could do the first one. Would you want to do the first? And you can pick which one you want to do, or
Maybe.
yeah.
If you post it as a meeting,
Mhm.
that means more than, 3 of you can be there.
Yep.
Which is good,
Okay.
too.
So how do we get that started?
So again, you would want to pick a date,
Mhm.
and then you'll ask Taylor, and Taylor can help you coordinate with Mark Sarah at Shrewsbury Media Connection.
Yeah.
You'd pick a time to go in and record, and I'm sure you've done this, right? This is how you organize yours.
Yeah.
You coordinate with your guests, and you go in and record your show. And then it will go up on the Shrewsbury Media Connection YouTube channel, and I think it plays on channel 328.
Perfect. Awesome.
That's a good idea.
I love
Mm.
it. Yay. All right, so do you want me to take that on and start? So start with the forum. For Dr. Nora Arlie, I can reach out
Yeah,
with you
let me know.
to you to let you know, and then I could start. We can work together to do the
Sounds
the first show,
good.
right? So who do I like? How can I email and communicate? Do I always email through Taylor, or do I email Cynthia?
So if you are going to work with something with another member, you're absolutely fine to communicate with that person directly.
Okay.
Because you're not making any decisions and you're not taking any votes.
Okay.
So you're not, you know, everything that you're going to be doing, you're going to bring back to this committee.
Yes,
For any kind
absolutely.
of, anything that needs a vote. But to organize details like this, you guys can just communicate.
Perfect.
And then work through Taylor to make sure that, you know, you've connected with Shrewsbury Media Connection and have had that all squared away.
Awesome. And Shrewsbury Media Connection has a YouTube channel.
They
right?
do.
They do.
Is
Low
Tea
free
Time-
advertising.
So yours is on it?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna look it
Mhm.
up tonight.
Okay, so
I think, yeah.
I think we're gonna adjourn. So I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unopposed? Any opposed?
I want to sleep here tonight.
I was like, wait, you opposed?
Sorry for making it go super